All right, good morning, guys. I'm WUSA Season 5, Episode 72. It is Friday morning, day 3 in Las Vegas, and it has been quite a journey, I'll tell you that. Lots of walking, lots of time on the tables, lots of turmoil, lots of ups and downs. But one thing we didn't get a lot of, and that is cash. It has been a really rough trip so far. But it's still early in the trip. We still have lots of time to turn things around, and it only takes a couple good sessions to really get things going on the right track. So, right now, I'm sitting in my room at Caesars, overlooking the Las Vegas Strip. I'm looking at the new ugly guitar that they're building for the Hard Rock, and I hate that casino so much. I can't wait to get in there and start beating those guys. Today, I think I'm going to start with a trip to the Wynn and the Venetian, and then from there, I think we'll figure things out from there. I'm thinking a lot of Stations properties potentially today, um, so we'll see. As far as slots on this trip, it's been extremely anemic. I noticed even a lot of the casinos I depend on for slots have been removing a lot of good ones. There's still a ton of Chinese people doing the slots, a bunch of young white kids doing the slots, so it's been really difficult to find anything, and really almost impossible to find anything unless it's a game that's really rare that people really don't understand the entry points and they stay away from it, or it's a higher denomination and people don't want to touch it. So um, right now, like I said, I'm in the room getting ready to leave for the day. I got back to the room a little bit after midnight. Right now, it's a little after 3, and we're heading out. And hopefully, we have a good day today. So, I'm going to take things one step at a time. Let's head to the Wynn. Let's play there. And then let's go to the Venetian. We'll come back to the Wynn where the car is. Probably grab something to eat, maybe overnight oats or something like that, and get going for the day. So, that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back, and we parked on the 5th floor yesterday because it must have been a show letting out or something when we got back, and the parking garage was just completely packed. I don't know why anybody would try to leave it when the show ends, but there were people all the way up to the 5th floor lined up, all the way down, all the way around every single floor, all the way down to the ground floor. And, they only have 3 gates to get out of Caesars. How are you going to get out? It takes forever. Sometimes people get stuck. I mean, sometimes people have to push the button to talk to an operator to get through. I had to do that yesterday. And you can get out with your room key or your 7 Stars card. And neither one of them were working. And I had multiple copies of each and they weren't working. So you can imagine how long it was going to take for those people to get out. But if it was me, I would just hang out for a while, go to the shops or something, waste a little bit of time and let that thin out, but there was no way those people were getting out within an hour. Anyway, we're going to head up to the 5th floor, grab the car, and we're heading over to the Wynn right now. I did play here at Caesars for a little bit, only found a couple plays, and ended the session ahead $25. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back, and I'm at the Wynn. Been here for about an hour and a half. And started off pretty rough. Started off with a good slot machine in a good spot in a couple different places at $6 and $30 a spin, and both of them fizzled out pretty quickly, and ended up down $304 on those, minus 304. So that was really unfortunate because that could have been an enormous win, especially on this machine. It's easy to get 200x on your bet, so it would have been $6,000, but it didn't work out. So other than that, I did play blackjack and started off on a table. I actually lost 18 of the first 20 hands. 18 of the first 20. Luckily, it's in the middle of the night, and the table limits are low. Finally ended up leaving that table and switching to another table. The dealer was awful. The dealer was slow. His comments were ridiculous. Why don't you play over here at this spot instead of this spot? I'm the only guy at the table. It doesn't matter where you deal it, which circle you deal it in. So, ended up leaving that one down 800, and then went to another table and played there, and that dealer was rude also. One of them was going on break, and I was kind of jokingly saying, "Oh, which place do I want to go? This one or that one? Which one's going to be luckier?" And one dealer's like, "Oh, well, I'm leaving in a minute." And the other one's like, "I don't care, do whatever you want." So I'm like, "Oh, this is really fun." So I went over to that second one, sat down, started playing. She was indifferent about everything, didn't give a damn about anything. I'm like, come on, usually at the Wynn, the customer service is good. But anyway, then I asked the pit boss what I should do in a situation, because he's standing right there and I want to have that conversation going. Obviously, if you're doing what you're doing, you don't want people to think you don't want to talk to them. You want to be asking them to come over and talk to you, because if I'm counting, I'm not going to do that, right? So, and then luckily at the end there, I had a little boost in the count right at the end of the shoe, and he said something like, "You should bet higher," or something like that. It was the last hand of the shoe, and ended up putting out 400 on that one, and ended up winning that one. Ended the shoe, and I ended up getting up from that table. I had 1,375, so 1,375, and so that put me, I had like 575 for the two tables together. So plus 575 and slots minus 304 puts us ahead, what, 271? 271. So that's where we are. Plus 271 for the win. We had $25 at Caesars. Kind of a slow start, but hey, one step at a time. We'll get through it. So that's what's going on right now. I'm about to go outside, and we're going to check out the Venetian. I'm on the side here where they have the waterfall at the Wynn, so you'll hear the waterfall in a second. Absolutely beautiful waterfall. And these gigantic trees, all the pine trees that Steve Wynn brought in, man, he brought them in full size, like 20 foot, 30 foot, 40 foot trees, brought them in full size, planted them in the desert, made this beautiful little oasis area. I mean, could use a little bit more dirt down there because you can see all the cables and stuff now, but hey, it's very nice. We're moving on, and I'll be back to update you. Man, the things I think of, man, if I moved to Vegas, I would do a segment. I would call it, "Is it a hooker or is she just a sleaze?" And I'd have like a video of a girl walking by, and you can vote on it and figure out if she's a hooker or not. I don't know. It's just some of the stuff you see here is so ridiculous. All right, I'm walking into the Venetian. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm leaving the Venetian. I only played for a minute. Had an issue with my old cards. Needed new cards. I had like 7 or 8 cards. Only one of them was new enough to use, I guess. The other ones were expired, which is fine. Frustrated, but fine. So I go to get the new cards because I've been spinning a machine forever and not getting the points for it. So I go to get the new one. I walk up to the Players Club area, hand over the ID, hand over all the 7 or whatever, 8 old cards that don't work. I said, "Look, these aren't working." They were accepted by the machine, and then after they were accepted, I'm spinning, and it won't let me put the card back in, or the card that's still valid back in. So what's going on? And she's like, "Oh, these are too old." I'm like, "Okay, they're too old, whatever. Give me 4 new ones. I just gave you like 7 or 8. "Oh, sorry, I can only give you 3. "Really? You can only give me 3. "Fine, give me 3. All this money you have, you can only give me 3. Then she picks up the phone, and she calls somebody, and she's like very, very, very quiet on the phone. I'm like, what's going on here? I said, what's going on? I won't answer. Finishes the call, hangs up. I said, what's going on? She said, oh, I had to call surveillance. Now, why do you have to call surveillance? She said, I don't know. I said, you don't know why you had to call? No, I don't know. So you know what? I don't need your casino. Cashed out my vouchers. I sent a message to my host. I said, I don't think I'm going to check in. I said, this and this happened, and very rude. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm just going to leave, I think. So I'm supposed to be checking in today, $175 in free play and $50 in food, I guess, which is fine. I mean, you know, I played a lot last time, but did they review? I have no idea. Did they come to a conclusion? I have no idea. But whatever it is, how good can it be? So I just left. I sent an email to the host. I just left. I may still try to check in and see what happens, but at this point, I'm a little worried that with all that play that I did last time, for whatever, 4 hours or whatever, being down 8,000, coming back and leaving even or ahead, you know, may have given them enough to review. So I'm back at the Wynn right now, walking in here, and I don't know what's going to happen, but may end up just at the Caesars only. So I don't know long term what that's going to mean for the Venetian. I mean, worst case, I'm still going in there. I don't care. I'll still play whatever slots I find. I don't need their tables. It's not that good. I was only doing it so I'd have some free rooms. So at this point, it's up in the air. We'll see what happens. See if the host calls back, and probably try to check in this afternoon and see what happens. Can't hurt. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Would you believe me if I said that I spent 4 hours at the Orleans? Yeah, it's hard to believe. I walked in and looking around, didn't see any slots I wanted to play, and went and found a blackjack table I wanted. And sat down, bought in for $300. Started playing. First hand, I lose. Second hand, I lose. And so the trend began. When I first sat down, it was just me at the table, and then two older ladies came to the table. I couldn't really tell what they were. I don't know, kind of look a little bit like maybe like a Polynesian look, but kind of like a Mexican look too. I couldn't really tell, but anyway, they spoke the same language as the dealer, so I was playing with those ladies. The one lady was kind of crazy. She'd bet like table minimum, 300, table minimum, back and forth. And she actually was down quite a bit at first, but ended up coming back. She left ahead. I don't know how much. I don't think a lot, but she did leave ahead, it seemed like to me. So the other lady, which is the older lady, which I thought could have been her mom or something, stayed at the table for a while, and then she asked for a marker, which surprised the heck out of me. She asked for a marker for 500, and I think she lost about maybe 300 of it, and then she left the table. So it was just me. I started doing better. At this point, I'm in for 600, and I'm just hanging around halfway back, you know. Not really a lot of good stuff happening. Counts were low. Nothing was really working out very well, and just persevered. Then these two guys came. Well, one guy first, then about 20 minutes later, his friend. And this guy looked like maybe he was like Ethiopian, Southern, Egyptian, something like that. And I could kind of tell by their voices, their accent, that maybe they're from that region too. So it seemed likely. But this guy was like, he couldn't add or something. I really could not understand it. Like, he couldn't add up the 2 cards in his hand. It was like that bad. So he was taking a good 10 seconds for his turn. But anyway, so he slowed down the game tremendously. And then his friend came to the table, and both of them were smoking like crazy, and the smoke was going to the dealer's face and sometimes even toward me. And I'm like, what are you guys thinking? And they're staying on 12, staying on 15, doing all these crazy things. Anyway, I think they both ended up losing all their money, and they left. At this point, I'm in for 800 and then 1,000 eventually. And then finally, I work my way up from like 250 all the way up to 900, and then I lose it all on a bigger count. So now I'm down 1,000, and I'm frustrated. More people come to the table, so I pick myself up, go to another table. Now I'm in for 1,000, or I'm down 1,000, not just in for 1,000. And I buy in at the new table for 500, which is a little more than I should have done, but these are $25 tables. I start playing. I build the 500 up to, so that puts me at a total of 15. I build it up to 1,350 and then lose it all. I'm like, this is never going to end. I buy in for 300 more, lose it, buy in for 200 more to make it an even number. Now I'm in for 2,000. I've got $200, and in the next 15 minutes, I take it from $200 to $2,030. So now I'm ahead $30. Asian guy comes to the table toward the end of this. He buys in for 1,800, and he gets a $1,000 chip, a $500 chip, and $300 chips. Puts it all on one hand, wins the hand. The dealer says, "Oh, this guy, he's a good guy. He's a lucky guy." And he got mad at her. "Don't talk about me. Don't say anything about me. And where's the pit boss? What's your name?" And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Well, he ended up sitting there for about 5 minutes sulking. I don't know. What's he mad at? Because he won? I don't get it. So he's in there like complaining and stuff. And then he just decides to leave, and he just picks his stuff up and leaves. So he's gone. An older guy comes. He plays a few hands, and he's gone. It's back to me again. Now I work my way up. Well, I already told you, work my way up to 2,030, and I'm all done. So I get my voucher, which is kind of convenient because, you could say halfway through, oh, I've got 3,000. Give me a voucher for 1,500, and then give me another one for 1,500 later. You know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about going to the cashier with $3,000 in chips. Now you've got just a voucher. So anyway, while I was at my first table, the 2 older ladies told me that the little restaurant right behind where we were playing had oxtail soup. I'm like, oh man, I haven't had that since this Jamaican restaurant where I live went out of business. So I was excited about that, but it looked like it was going to be unreachable. I'm down all this money. I'm at the Orleans. I'm down 1,800 at the Orleans. You're never going to make it back unless you're, gonna incriminate yourself and get kicked out of there. But somehow it worked out. My biggest bet was only, I want to say 250 maybe. I think 250. I want to say could have been 300, but probably 250. So it's not like I was betting huge. I was going 25, 50, 100, 200, and then on the bigger counts, which were very few, 250 or maybe 300. So I ended up going to that restaurant. The oxtail soup was $24.99, which sounds like a lot, but this plate was enormous. We got 3 gigantic hunks of meat that were so good, so tender. They were just falling off the bone. They had some nice vegetables in there. They had some a little bit of noodles in there, mushrooms, beautiful mushrooms. It's like I've never seen mushrooms like that before. And finished that up, which was pretty much the $30 that I made. And I was getting ready to leave, and I checked the machine. It was in range, so I sat down, played that one through, and ended up beating that one for $41. So I played blackjack for over 2.5 hours and made $30. I played a slot machine for 2 minutes and made $41. So whatever, I don't know. So overall, ended up okay, but wasted a lot of the day. It's after lunchtime now, so let's head out of here. I think I want to go back to Sam's Town. I kind of want to reset my brain to where it was when I first got here and kind of inch my way back here. Not that I'm down, but I want to inch my way back into reality, into feeling good, into having that confidence back. And interestingly, I've actually done pretty well at the Win, which is where I should be stressed the most, but it's the smaller places for the smaller money where I haven't done well, and it's frustrated me the most. And probably because a lot of those people are not very well trained. At least two of the dealers at the Orleans were not very well trained. One of them couldn't add very well, but one of them was extremely slow. So, yeah. Right now it is hot outside. It's in the 90s. I don't know exactly, I can tell you, but it's in the 90s outside. Clear skies out here. Beautiful day if you're not stuck in a casino gambling like some stupid people like me. Yeah, let's head over to Sam's Town. Looks like I'm about 7 miles away from there right now. We're going to head over there, and then I'll probably go to the room and rest, or go straight back to the Win, because the next shift is there, and I want to try to hit that next shift as well. Try to make $1,000 off that. I don't know. Without the Win, I would have really been in trouble on this. I'm over here by Las Vegas Boulevard and whatever the heck this road is, Excalibur Way, which is whatever this thing is, and there's a bridge that goes overhead, and got those girls who want to take pictures with you, the showgirls, walking around up there with their saggy butts hanging out of their little uniforms. Disgusting. All right, we've talked about them enough before in the past. Let's move on. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back, and yeah, just finished up at Sam's Town. Played the table for about 45 minutes or so, just me and another guy hanging out, and not much happening. Counts were low for the most part. There were a few points where the counts shot up toward the end of the shoe, which is double deck, and most of the time nothing good happened. There were a few times they do have a King's Bounty bet. There were a few times that I bet that it was in range and pretty much hit it every time. And the dealer's like, wow, you know when it's coming. I'm like, yeah, don't tell anybody. But even with that, still couldn't get anything going. I bought in for $300 on a $25 table and screwed around with $300 the whole time. Never got, never doubled it up, never really made any money. I think the most I was ahead was like $20. And other than that, all I did is just sit there and just, go back and forth with the dealer. And including winning those King's Bounties, which are all minimums. I ended the session ahead $10 for 45 minutes. It's been tough, but you know what? We didn't lose. The other guy rebought, so at least we're doing something right here. All right, we're going to move on. Let's go to Boulder Station next, and then I'm going to need to take a break. I've been going for about 12 hours now. Probably need to, I don't know, do something. Get a drink. I have no idea. Something. Maybe I'll grab a beer while I'm in here. But really, it's been pretty disappointing the last 3 days, but I feel like something's good's about to happen, and I'm all in for it, man. I'm ready to go. I will be here betting and doing what I need to do for when that good variance gets here, and it will get here. It's just a matter of time, and things will get better. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back, and frustration's starting to build again, man. Went into Boulder Station, nothing in there. A million people checking machines in there. Blackjack tables are full. Not a good place to be right now. So we are heading back to the Win, where the real money is, where they don't care how much you spread to a certain point, and we should be fine. As far as the Venetian, I did talk to the host, and they're like, oh yeah, you cleared the check, everything was fine, you don't have to worry. Well then, why wouldn't you say that they were checking something? Why wouldn't they say, oh, we do this all the time, we do it to everyone, or something like that? What was the deal with that? So allegedly everything's okay, and I can check in there tonight. It's it's check-in time already, but I'm going to wait till the lines die down. So let's head over to the Wynn, see if we can make some money there, and go from there, man. Oh, so frustrating. We'll get this thing down sometime, but right now it looks like the only thing I can do is just go to the Wynn, and keep playing there and nowhere else. I don't know what else right now. Everything else is so far away, and it's nickels and dimes, 50 here, 200 there. It's hardly worth it. So we'll see. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back, and went to the Wynn. Things went pretty much as bad as they could go. Pretty much as bad as they could go. Double deck game, $100 minimum. I think 10,000 or 20,000 max, something like that. Spreading from 100 to 1,000. I was on that table for 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it was just complete hell and chaos. And I would say I had 5 good shoes, double deck, heads up, out of all that time, and just got completely destroyed on that table. Ugh. So frustrating, so frustrating. You see people doing stupid things, winning, and then you're doing the right thing, and you're getting killed. Ended up losing 8,900 on that session, and talk about frustrated. Yeah, at this point, going back to the room. I'm going to go get some food and go back to the room and relax before I do anything else. I don't need to be doing anything else. I've been awake except for a few hours here and there for 3 days, frustrated. Everything bad that could happen happened, and it's going to be extremely hard to come out of this trip ahead right now. So I don't know how. I don't know how, but if we can, we're going to do our best. But yeah, it's a tough situation. It's a tough feeling, and believe it or not, after I lost all that, I went and looked at slots, try to make $50 or $80 or something. That's the frustrating thing about it, man. Is you're doing everything you can to make money, and sometimes you get into a situation where you blow a huge amount of money, and then you find 2 small plays, and it's like it's so frustrating and so backwards sometimes. So here we are. Yeah, it's definitely not where you want to be, but that's just the way it is right now. So yeah, we're heading back to Caesars right now. The streets are completely packed. It's the weekend. So I don't know what we're going to get to do, but we're definitely going to go somewhere and try to make some money. So right now, I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. Well, went back to the room, relaxed a little bit, feel better, got my brain in order, going to head back down, start making money again. It's just it's a setback, but it's going to be a hard-fought next couple of days, but we're going to get back to even. So, all right, I'll be back. All right, let me catch up with you guys while I'm by myself here for a second. My friend is with me, and he doesn't know about the show, so we actually went to Green Valley Ranch, ended up ahead 297 on some plays that we split there, and now we went to South Point. We're here, we played a $10 a spin play together, and we ended up ahead $4. I had 2/3 of it, so I get 2/3 of $4. So right now he's talking to another AP in here. There's another okay play, but not great, but he's talking to the guy, and we're probably going to go to the M from here. So that's what's going on right now. I'll be back. All right, guys, it's 1:20 a.m. and we'll be wrapping this one up soon, but let me kind of bring you up to date as to what happened here. We went to South Point, ended up with pretty much nothing there. Went back to Green Valley Ranch and played a $10 spin play and ended up losing 448, so ended up worse than I was before. So at this point, I needed to check into the Venetian, dropped off my friend. He's staying at the Horseshoe, so I dropped him off there. Then I came here to the Venetian, and so I checked in, and the room is like, well, first of all, the parking is too small for the truck, so it won't fit in the parking lot. So you have to be in the oversized lot, which is basically the first floor of the parking lot. So it's not like it's inconvenient or anything. It's just that you have to pay for it. So I'm going to end up parking at the Wynn and coming over, walking over here to use the room. Excuse me. But then the room is not even convenient because you have to go past the check-in, which is far, go past it to the elevators, take the elevators to the 10th floor, then leave the 10th floor, or come out on the 10th floor, scan your card and sit in front of a security guard, and then you go down 2 long hallways to another elevator, then you go to your floor from those elevators, and that's how you get to your room. So the answer is, no, I will not be staying here. I will check into the room once a day to get the free stuff, but I will not be sleeping here. There's no way. So right now, I'm going to take a lap here and try to make a little bit of money, and then we will grab the truck and head over to Caesars. We'll park it there, sleep there. We'll just stay there every night, not worry about it. This is more of a hassle than it's worth. So right now, I'm going to walk over to the Palazzo side. In case I didn't tell you earlier, everything was okay with the surveillance thing. I don't know what the hell was going on, but oh, your name was cleared. Well, no kidding. So no issue there. So we're going to take a lap there, a lap at the Venetian, and then we'll leave the oversized parking because I didn't pay for it anyway. So I would have only been here for about an hour or so. We'll head back to Caesars and we'll stay there. So that's what's going on right now. Heading over to the Palazzo real quick, back to the Venetian, then to Caesars. I'll be back. Alright guys, Palazzo is no good. I'm not going to have anything there, no opportunity there. So we're going to go back to the Venetian and take a quick look there and then head out. So nothing at the Palazzo at this point, about 1:30. Man, just for the record, Venetian customer service is just terrible. Terrible customer service. Dealers are terrible. Pit bosses are terrible. Customer service is terrible. Unbelievable. I wanted to ask about a game, and he wasn't explaining it right. And he was like annoyed about it. It's like, this is a customer who wants to play a game potentially, was asking questions about it, and then he gave me wrong information. It's like, whatever. So anyway, ended up finding one game to play, ended up ahead 57. We're heading to the car, and we'll go park somewhere else because they suck here and they don't know how to get people's business. So we'll go park we'll just go to we'll just go to Caesars like we said, and we'll get some sleep and start back up again, and I'll be back here in a second to wrap things up. Alright guys, as I am finding my parking spot here at Caesars, we can go through some stuff. Man, today was a crazy day. It looked like we were on our way to recovery, and then disaster hit, and I know it's part of the game, but it never gets easier to go through it. We can go through some segments here. What did you eat today, MW? Well, this morning I had that oxtail soup, which was delicious. And that was the beginning of some of the bad stuff that was happening too, because I mean, I was down so much money at that $25 table, Just the worst variance. Everything bad that could happen was happening. And I recovered. I was happy and everything, and got it all back. Had some nice soup, and everything was going great. And then later on, obviously, what happened with the win. But so that oxtail soup, I'm going to give that a 10 on a scale of 2 through ace. I would almost give it a jack. I would make it a little bit different, but it was really good. Definitely get it. It's actually worth the $25 that it costs. And then this evening, so that was this morning, and then this evening at the Caesars eating area there, I got 2 slices of pizza from Bobby's Pizza thing there, which in the past I haven't really liked it too much, but I don't know if I was just really hungry or if it was better, but it was pretty decent. I can give that probably give it an 8 on a scale of 2 through ace. Not totally disgusting. Just pulling up to this parking spot here. And what did you tip today, MW? You know, I probably played blackjack for like 4 or 5 hours today, and so I had plenty of opportunity to tip and get to know dealers and all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, I tipped a total of $0 today. And what did you learn today, MW? I think I learned that no matter what you think, if you think you have things under control, you're on top of your game, you know what you're doing, you have your variance down as much as you can, things happen. Even on a $25 table, even on a $100 table, and sometimes it's just ridiculous. I mean, if you think about it, if I was being down $2,000 on a $25 table, it's the same as being $8,000 down on a $100 table. It's the exact same ratio. So that's basically what happened. So I didn't recover from the other one. I mean, I guess I could have bought in for a few thousand more and kept going, but at that point I was pretty exhausted. So all right, so right now I think what we'll do is we'll wrap it up for now. We'll start a new episode and we'll pick it up for tomorrow, which is Saturday. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.